Dr. Brittany Hedges with AVORA Health, Balance and Dizziness Center. Here at AVORA, we spend a lot of time trying to train folks with their balance to avoid falls. However, a certain number of falls are inevitable throughout someone's life, and it's a good idea to practice the proper way of falling so that you're not injured. So we teach folks how to fall in 3 steps, and it's adapted from parachute landings. The 3 steps are called touch, release, and roll. Initially, if someone experiences a fall, their first priority should be to protect their head. And the way you do that is by reaching out and touching first with your hands. So that's the touch part of falling. However, as soon as you make contact with your hands, you don't want to keep your arms straight or you could risk a wrist or a shoulder injury. And so immediately after contacting with your hands, you want to do the second step, which is called release. So you would go down onto your side and release that pressure and land with a greater surface area so there's less force and less risk of injury. And then your next priority in a fall is to protect your hip from fracture. And so you don't want to land on your side all at once with a big impact. You want to try to roll out of that so that it's spread out over a longer period of time. So in real life, touch, release, and roll, I'm going to demonstrate on the ground what an actual fall should look like in that instance. I don't want you all doing this at home. I'm going to teach you a different way to do it just on the side of your bed to practice. So this is just for an example. So if I'm walking along and then I trip and stumble, I'm going to reach my arms out, touch, release, and roll. And I'm just fine. So to practice this at home, certainly don't want anyone throwing themselves on the ground. You're going to sit on the edge of your couch or your bed, and you're going to go out to one side. So we're pretending we're falling onto our side. You're going to reach your arms out to the side, and as soon as you touch, you're going to say touch. And then immediately, once you touch, you're going to lie down on your side and say the second step, release. And as soon as you're on your side, you're going to roll out of it, roll. So in real speed, it would look like this. Touch, release, roll. It's also a good idea to tuck your head so you don't hit your head on the ground. You'd want to practice this at least a few times each direction. Touch, release, and roll. And the idea is that in the instance of a fall, you're never going to have time to think through the touch, release, and roll. And so in practicing it, it becomes an automatic reaction. So if you ever have an accidental fall, you'll automatically go into this and you'll avoid injury. So that's proper falling technique.